Seen it back on Jet. They're just going to play their comfort picks. And they ended up
Okay,
winning.
K-Corp
So, I'm not gonna doubt them
on
at this stage.
defense,
They haven't played
FUT
this
on
map. They've come
attack,
in
and we
with a
see
fairly
double
basic
default
but
comp.
they are also comfortable
And a
agents.
wall that
Cracks
splits
going back
this
to
in
his trusty
half.
KO and playing a mirror matchup.
With a kill trip
Might just
and a
come down
potential
to
to tag someone through it.
who's better individually
There goes the
rather than
potential to
comps.
tag someone through it, but they get
CNED
early
leading the
info.
charge, back on his Jet. That might just be enough.
Yeah, and do they get anything off the
It's
kill
enough
trip?
to win my heart, Tom, for whatever that counts for. Already some
No, but they at least get info. Double push and they have UTJ holding. Wait.
Disgusting position from Yedije. And he's cut them by surprise, but Martin somehow wins that
Okay.
fight. Ever vigilant
What?
with a reflank up
Dude,
through
he's gonna be
two.
so gutted.
Advantage sits towards the
An
defenders.
absolute
Casey
shot,
have
by
been
the
pretty
way.
good
Like
at
an
getting back
absolute
into
shot, but
sight.
he's gonna be
Limited
so
utility
gutted.
as they
I
make
love
their
this
way through.
double down with the
Fisting
flank.
after all.
Speaking of
Maybe
flanking
FUT
as
can
well in
just
terms of
run
lurking,
down
we've got
that
the
Casey tapped his
Zova
fight,
going door.
someone needs to swing to check it's not being stuck.
What? Dude,
Comes
he is
back
hitting
off to
shots
their
right
life
now.
each time, halfway already, and now they all look to duel on the side of KC, knowing that out of captains,
Yeah,
the
Molly
last
on the
alive,
spike.
snake bite will soon
Really
fade.
nice
As
shots.
out
I
of
mean,
captains, life force
honestly,
does
Martin
too.
just saved him with those two.
1-0
That was
goes to
great shot in
KC.
tube.
Tom, you know what that
Doesn't hit
means?
that shot in tube. Two goes down,
I
different
definitely
round.
think on this map
Lovely
it's
shot.
gonna be more difficult, but I think if there's expectations, maybe CNED can come in with a Marshall. I think that would be the one thing that can turn things. I like this over from Casey. I think especially Martin getting off to a good start, I think is going to be important.
Double Marshall.
He is someone who had a
Double Marshall,
quite a loss
outlaw,
round. The
so
stats
might
sort
see a bit of
show you
a
that he had like an okay
knife duel.
game statistically, but it was one round and an ace, and then everything else was a bit of a miss from him. And now, well, the real question is how to FUT win a map without a Sage, because they've been consistently running it. I would have been very upset if they brought it in on this map. And they've actually gone for a second Marshall. Mr. Farland's going to be pulling one in as well, so doubling up the potential.
Here comes the
damage
duel.
of the snipers.
Lovely
Not
done.
this time, though.
Yeah, and
CNED
honestly, they're
gone.
going to be aware that
This
CNED
is
likes to
last
do
map,
this, but
you-
are they going to
when you
expect
take
the
an
other
outlaw,
two?
You're sectioned into one side of the map. They go elsewhere.
But it was,
will be
I
tough
guess,
for you
the
to
other
find
one,
impact.
because this one got
Map
picked up.
like this, though, plenty of open space for Martin to be playing with. That's exactly what he's doing. They're
My
doubled
opinion on
up,
double
though.
smokes on this
Two
map. I
marshals in
like
a
some of the
firing
Omen
squad
stuff. I
waiting
kind of
for
like
the beat to come in
Genji's
from Martin.
Astra.
Eventually, they'll back out. In fact, that timing, perfect.
Although Genji's comp is
Martin won't
mental.
get another chance. FUT have been great on the low buy rounds, losing CNED early on. You know, that was one of the main things you said. CNED on the Jet, maybe he can make it work. Maybe that Marshall can come in huge. Well, we'll have to in the hands of Yedije and Mr. Fallen, who's got an opportunity, but a pixel robs him of that chance.
Oh, it seems like he might have got positioning. Gonna try and almost confuse him a little bit. Nice shot from Yedije. Maybe this round still has a little bit of life in it. Retrieving the gun seems like an improbable
Oh,
possibility, but now they've killed
what?
him. Where was that? Was all the way in mid. That was a wall bang to kill off another. I don't know how they managed to make these ones competitive every single time. It almost seems like it might be worse an eco for FUT and just play into the second round.
Look at UTJ.
And almost crossfire.
Spawn.
But the timing hasn't gone great, but it does work
Oh,
out.
it's
for
unlucky
Yedije.
that he didn't
An
hit
extra couple of
headshots here.
tags. Every little will help. He is damaging every
How's he still
single player,
alive? He
but it
might have
still
done
comes
enough
down to just
damage.
cracks.
Cracks on
Has to try and
sight.
hold
Flash
on
is
to
good.
this. A couple low,
That's
but they are
unlucky.
clearing him out of position.
Jump
Just
right clicks might
40
be...
HP,
Okay.
and the healthy Shin will
Ooh,
be
there was a
there.
chance to win it for UTJ
Thankfully,
here for
this
sure.
time,
Nice shots
the
from
second
FUT.
round,
Good damage in
and it's
terms
almost gonna be
of
one
2
with
gun
3
rebuys, double
players as
armor
well.
rebuy.
Magical.
Big improvement up against FUT. That stat finally being crushed, as it deserves to be. They had no right to find so much success in those early buy rounds.
60%.
In hindsight, what do you think of the Paper X comp in Masters Finals against Navi in Copenhagen? Navi adjusted insanely well very fast. Like probably one of the fastest adjustments we've seen on the fly, to be honest.
Now on the last map of the series,
So yeah, more good from them.
2-0 clean follow-up round, and now a bonus with a lot of potential, especially with Martin on the outlaw tagging up these players.
Dude,
will make it
that's
so
a
much
long
easier
time
for
ago, man.
Narrate or Magnum to finish them off, as well as obviously the Bulldogs on Tamazi and Shin. Ton of potential, and somewhere that FUT need to be very cautious right off rip.
Right here.
Straight away.
Knife goes in, only hits the KO, but they knew about the KO anyway. KO need to break the original trip. All retake over towards B for K-Corp. And we got no wall or no nothing to retake this one. So you would imagine that have an easy time.
The drone not even used in the take. The drone is used in the post spawn. Cracks, however, has been hit. You mentioned that outlaw. He's
When does this Viper wall got?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
anything's going to take him down
Oh.
now. We need to see the fights come through, though. CNET
Oh.
onto Tamazi. It's a clean trade, but KC are closing the distance. That's all they want. That's an ambitious peak. The idea
It was
being the
fine to
Magnum
try and get
control.
a,
He got one.
try and enable his
No
team to get
follow-up
kills
on
though.
it. The shots landing make it ever more difficult for KC to find any value. With
Okay,
Sheen
yeah.
on 1
Honestly,
HP.
it actually
It's
did a little bit better than what I
clean
thought.
follow-up
Guy
from
just
FUT.
jumps
3
out so that his
players
teammate
alive.
can trade.
3
It
rifles
was
coming through the
honestly
next.
fine.
Great work, by the way, from Jack Igo. I like that third-person angle we saw coming over because that nade from Cracks not only clears the position for players, it also got rid of the trap, and that's huge. Just to shut
Yeah,
down
could
that
have switched guns with it. Could have probably could have been better the opposite way around, but it's okay.
That was the bonus coming out from KC.
We'll let it slide.
They're gonna have a rifle purchase. Outlaw has changed sides, although it's mainly because of the lower finances available for Mr. Farm.
All right, big buy rounds, and these two people can't buy. Everyone from K-Corp can't buy next round, and we get the Sova ult. This time for K-Corp playing over towards B, they do have the wall to help them out. Good retake, and obviously it makes elbow just an absolute nightmare.
He's already going to be rotating back. Middle control almost left
B
completely
splits
open.
is a pretty good call at the moment,
There is a
considering the
cam
setup.
watching, which will be immediately destroyed. And now the
And
pressure is
Tamazi
in
needs
on
to
that
do
missile
big
once again.
things.
Still a trap on site for Tamazi, but how's he getting out of this one? Hunted down by Mr. Fallen. But the kills have come in across the board. Yettage and CNET have been lost. Big players for the side of FUT. Now another hero has
Nicely
to step
done.
up,
Yeah,
and
these
they
two are
managed to
just
step
so
up
aware
quickly.
of
The
it.
spike's being dropped in the open.
Very nicely
and
done
now
from
it's
Narrate on
fully
this.
secured by KC. 4 versus 1. Mr. Fallen would be one hell of a clutch with the Outlaw. Be one for the books. He won't land even the first. Yeah, Narrate was 150 coming out.
Ended up being a very
3-1.
nice round.
KC right
I don't want to
back
see
on the
Narrate's
board. A
kills
blip
if we
for
get to.
FUT, and they're back out.
Yeah, they definitely
Oh, he just flash sent it
just the
from
quick
window.
rotations, I think. Just getting that early information in towards A main allowed them to
Bro,
go
got to see
and
every
reclaim some
goal.
of that mid
I
control.
can't aim, but he can't either. All good.
It's impossible not to love him. Like,
Dude, the replays today are
and he's
outrageously
off to a
good,
much
man.
better start as well. Like, we sort of have a
Outrageously good.
resurgence.
We got so much
A bit of a
crammed in there.
quieter first map for someone of Narrate's standards. But that's the thing, though. Again, we see both the players on the KOs comfortable.
Ooh.
This time,
There's a smoke in front.
immediately taking that
Nice.
control.
Could
Up to
smoke this
Shuri,
default
actually,
anyway
using it. Now, bear in mind, this
to
is
create pressure that
a
you
low
cross.
buy round
Whoa!
for the side of FUT.
Okay.
Oh, a tasty shot from Martin. Definitely seems to have got his confidence back. The flash is gonna be
Oi,
dodged
oi,
by
oi, that's
Tamazi.
dirty things,
I've been
man.
enjoying seeing his Cypher play since he's brought it in. At least at kickoff, he was mostly sticking to that Viper. But showing that little bit of extra depth now to his agent pool.
Did CNET? Yeah. He
Did
popped
he
the
just
blade
pop
storm.
nice
I heard
now?
The voice line activate, and I thought, is it Martin in a 5v2? Surely not. But CNET in a 2v5, it tracks. It's a FUT play. It's a
Bro,
CNET play.
this team
But,
give
well, let's
CNED.
see what he can do. 50
Do
seconds.
you know what? It's so
The
funny. So funny
all-purpose
seeing
EMP
CNED
has
here
landed on
and
Tamazi
CNED in
earlier, but
Na'Vi.
obviously
I
now
actually
that
think
trap is back
CNED is
online.
allowed
B,
to
the
do
cam is there,
anything he
and there's a
wants.
two-man rotate
Looking
to
at
help them out.
Lotus,
They're choosing.
he's lurking on Jet.
I was gonna say the right side of the map.
Looking
They
at
go
this,
A to at
he's
least get
popping
planted
knives in
post-round.
a in a
Looks
2v5.
like they want to
I think he's literally
right now.
just
Those
allowed
opportunities are not being
to
given
do
away
like
by
nothing he
KC.
does is wrong.
Retake A setup.
In theory, in the
We may
coach's
still see
eyes,
the plant come through, but
it can
just
work
follow up
though.
on it. That'll be the real challenge.
Might be the best way to
At
play
this
him, to
point,
be
it
honest.
seems like they're more than happy to give up the plant, but I am sort of.
Oh, he made noise. He made noise again.
We've seen him do so many
And that would make sense in Na'Vi, right? Because that's what Angel gets to do. So you can't have Angel and CNED just being able to do what they want. That's too many people.
For now, at least, he's looking for rotations.
It kinda works.
desperately hunting for some
You're allowed
sort
to
of
have
fight
one.
to give Anna Captain. He's even going to be pinged up. They now know where he is.
Imagine he
Doesn't
wins
matter.
this. Wait, imagine they win
Now
this.
finds another somehow
Dude, the crossfire's
again.
legit.
These lower rounds, it becomes competitive, but putting
I got
Cena
pretty
in
pumped
the
up
third,
after I
that
got the
is
first
all
2
they
kills, not
need.
gonna lie
They're
to you.
able to deny
With the defuse, Narrate gets
and all the
ult as
danger
well, so that
quickly
really might help for the big buy round.
dissipated. It does mean the economy's not going to be built up quite as far. And well, for FUT, a few extra credits, a few extra orbs, I guess, but not too much.
Bro, that
in
was
this
crazy.
round.
Him pushing
I think
through
it's quite funny as well that
before the flash hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Happens to everyone. That's the thing.
It does. Even seen it. That makes me feel good, to be honest. One of the things is looking at Tamazi on the B side. He gets hit by that EMP. The knife grabs him. So
Yeah,
all
there can
his
be some
utilities
drops
down,
here though,
and you've
especially
seen
with
him
knives.
change
We'll just be
his
buying next
trap
round.
positions a
So
couple
big
times.
round for
The
FUT on
last
this
2
one.
rounds in particular.
They've
Now
been
that
doing
one's
this
coming
flash
back,
a
'cause
lot, but
this is the trap that we
this
saw.
is good
that
as well.
just
And are
highlighted
we
for a sec.
double
This
pushing
is the
this
one
or are
that
we
saw,
smoking with the
straight
Viper?
by that nade through. It hadn't been placed for a while. It lets FUT get better positions. But even despite
Poking with the
moving his
Viper,
traps out
okay.
of the way, taking his traps
And
offline,
what is this
he still
timing
grabs
like
2
in terms
kills,
of peak
stays
from
alive for the late
Martin?
round. That's a disaster. FUT can't allow that to run, and instead, they're going to be going back to
Drone
B to
goes
finish what they
through towards
started.
middle.
They don't
Does
want
see
to
Jet.
let him out of here alive this time. It's out of captain that might have the chance to, oh no, never mind, the dash in from CNET.
Double kill trap on site, but there goes the Cypher.
The blade storm from Martin's grabbing something, but Nare
Whoa.
down to the up as CNET doubles up and gets a little ambitious.
And they have no, yeah, I was gonna say no idea about close left.
In the corner.
Very nicely
CNET
done
will
from
close it
CNET.
as
Got a
well,
lot of
and
kills here.
in the end,
Strolling
it is
over
FUT to just
towards middle
basically
with an
hold on
op.
to the advantages that they took. It's a similar round to what we saw previously, but this time having an operator. And also, I don't think the rotations were quite as quick for the side of KC. Obviously, I think last time it was Narrate being able to flash back through mid and catch them in
That's
the
what I'm
flank.
good, bro. How you done?
Instead, though, this time, I think just being able to isolate that duel onto Tamazi quick enough, and again, just some fantastic utility. I think it was from Mr. Fallen.
Oh, nice shots by CNET as
Yeah,
well.
really nice shots from him.
And all that chaos, all that action allows out of captain to creep up close.
Goes in,
Much
doesn't hit
better
anyone
round for
close.
FUT,
Knife
a
goes
lot of
close door,
success.
doesn't hit anyone. So they get
Early
info
knife
for
gets
info.
nothing. Sets up for
And the
aggression
money
from
now
Martin, but they pull
is
back.
reaching a
4
spot
players on A here. You
where,
gotta do something.
or
B
they'll
side is
just
exposed,
force
but
this,
most
right, because of this
importantly,
money.
min's left wide open.
Yeah, big round for
That
K-Corp.
concentration
And
of
FUT, I
players.
guess, if they want to get it to 4-4.
Spotted one inside main with the drone, but it's the mid push that I'm most concerned about. Both Shin and Martin
Massive duel.
going out to try to find the
Take
duel,
down
at
the
least
Viper as
trade,
well.
and
There
in fact,
goes
it's
all
a
your pressure in
clean
terms
one
of smokes.
with a big piece of utility removed from FUT's belt early on in this round.
That's definitely going to make any sort of A play nigh on impossible. Instead, the reliance, again, seems to be on CNET.
Uh-oh.
Util
Nice.
will be offline.
Yeah, he did good to get this cage off before.
Must have popped the cage just before.
Yeah, that was
though.
nicely done.
That is actually going to buy just about enough
Ooh,
time. Walks
mistimed
back
it.
into the ping as well, so
Okay.
they're going to have the information. There are a couple of other players on the map, and the spike is now rotating seemingly in towards A, but they haven't cleared anything out. 35 seconds left.
What is
on
this from
clock.
FUT, man?
Close
What is the
position as
plan
well.
here? They are
Mario
so late.
It just has to be a fight here.
Even if you get the first, there's backup, not just in Martin. Even if you get him, there's backup, because Shin's here too.
Okay.
Spam gets Magnum, drone eventually goes out. 2 players
Right,
come
your
to
teammates are
reinforce
coming
this
with
push, but
15
no
seconds
Viper,
left.
They've got to take the fights in the open, 14 seconds left. Time really starting to run down, and not much of a reveal here. Martin, 8 seconds, he just needs to deny this, and he'll go for it. A kill quickly found, a shot from CNET. Might keep them back for a moment, put some hesitation into play for these defenders until he's dropped. Great shot by
Yeah, they
Tamazi
gotta-
on the flank. Now he's already cleaned up
Gotta give
Mr.
me something more
Fallen.
than that,
Seconds
man.
later,
Gotta give me
5 on
something
the
more
board
than
with the
that.
defuse secured and the lead
At
even
least
further
stroll into
KC's
B, try and
pockets.
get a kill
This
a
round
bit
was just a
earlier
more
or something. He's too
complex.
passive with that.
I don't know if the side of FUT had just thought they'd pulled off an impeccable fake by having a couple of players hit by the knife. Maybe you think, okay, well, they've seen the fact that we have KO over on B, so we'll just walk into that A
Holy.
site and there'll be nobody there. But KC, I don't know why they would have gambled it. They didn't manage to push Tamazi into any awkward position. He didn't see anyone on the site.
Hakeem,
No one
thanks
even
so much,
touched his
man.
Cage, so he's now got all
Thank
of
you,
his
thank you.
util back
Appreciate the
online,
prime.
information
Welcome into
and
Slug
support
Club,
from
bro.
Narrate,
Thank
so
you very much.
I don't know why FUT thought they'd managed to pull everybody off of that site, but it almost just looked a little bit panicky towards the end. Now, coming back in.
Recon goes deep. I'm pretty sure that hit the Cypher. Silver takes a lot of map control with this one. Matt, what a shot, bro. Yeah, and that is huge information. What's the call on this? Cypher over towards A on his own. Go overwhelm. Decided to go aggro. Decided to go aggro against the Cypher. Or
30 HP as he rounds the corner to safety. Won't be too impactful in the late fights by the looks of it, and there'll be no utility for a little while as the spike eventually gets planted. For KC on the way back through,
Fallon has ult on
Martin's
this.
gonna hope to find an angle with the operator. I think probably the point of contact for this defensive side will be him. Scoped in, looking for something. Yedege still lurking. They're wise to it, they're clearing it, but not good enough. Yedege has been unbelievable, and off that alone, they will fall back and concede this round.
There's a
5
timeout
versus
coming in after
3.
this one, I
Damage done
imagine.
to Tamazi, and a valuable op still to be saved.
dude, what a round as well from FUT. Like this fell apart so fast.
Dominant defensive side when they played up
So
against
fast.
GX in week number 1, but We know that their defense is impeccable when it came to picking up a
I
lot
think they
of
would
those
just like the
rounds,
money. I
especially
definitely need
with the
to hunt
pistol. But
anymore.
managed to keep this one competitive. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to shut down any of those weapons, but again, a slightly more direct approach seems to be the name of the game for them at this stage. And they haven't managed
Agent
to retrieve
bans?
that
I don't think it'll
offense.
happen in
To be
this
honest, I
game.
don't really mind it.
Maybe,
I think
but I don't think so.
As the tip of the spear is
It would
a little
wreck
bit more
teams too
important than
much.
him being able to find those openers with an op.
This goes here.
Yeah,
For
it'd be
Martin,
preference in terms
he's
of
at least
teams.
gonna get
Some
his
would keep,
back into
some
fight
would
for
keep
this
like
next round,
Viper,
but
some would not, some would ban it. But I don't think we'll
See
ever
if it's
see
gonna
it.
be able to have that same impact. Seems like he's gonna
It's
try
too
and
much
roam
for
around
teams.
mid
It would
after
just end up
had a
looking like
couple
a
of
rank
rounds where
game.
They've been able to take that control.
Offside play as well for Tamazi, so he won't get hit by the knife. Gets hit by the knife.
3 people did.
That's a reposition from that utility, and Krax has found a gold mine, putting some pressure on B, but there's no one there to capitalize on it. Instead is some fake control as they spread out and look for individual fights. Looks like Ada Captain found his.
What?
You see the frustration in the cam as well from Martin. You just got to be fuming. It just gets insta-popped.
Bro, that was...
The captain has gone down early in a lot of these rounds. Instead
What?
now, again, the pressure
Oi,
comes
nice
on
flash on that.
to the young man from Portugal trying to hold the backside. And it's
Big
close
Jewel,
with no
11
cigar.
HP.
In fact, they're all dropping
goes
like flies.
down.
Narate tries to get back in and help, but he's a little bit late. CNET may go down
Oh.
to a shot. Don't know.
On
It's
your head.
instead going to bounce on
Again?
Krax, who's taking a lot of damage. And actually, with Magnum finding another, if this kill goes the other way, this is starting to fall apart.
37 HP, 11, yeah. A very good idea from UTJ to go all the way around, but he's the only person with HP, so these two on site might get...
But the shot is found too quickly, and the flank
Hey,
from
nicely handled in the end.
locks in the win. FUT with 4, and that 5-3 lead, or 5-2 lead, quickly closes in on KC. Now FUT are right behind them.
Yeah, it looked like that was going to be an overheat round.
Oh, okay.
I almost think it. Yeah, you've just
Yeah,
gotta
you
see
just
how
gotta wait a little
frustrating
bit
that
for
is,
that
and you
one.
understand why. CNET as well, just about scraping through with his fight. And yeah, they almost got caught out, but managed to weather the storm. Weaponry now starting to be an issue as well for KC. Like, this has been such a great early start to this map with a back and forth ultimately being in their favor. But if they lose this
Still
next
very
one,
good for K-Corp, like 5 on defense. A chance of like 3 more. It's a good half
They
still.
definitely start to slip out of their hands.
But it is, yeah, it is getting a bit out of control with some of these
Surprised to
rounds.
see risks like this being taken. Martin got dunked on last round up in window. Now he's pushed up to play behind the box. It's not an easy position to find value from. Often the 1 kill and then you go down. And that's if they decide to push it together. Flash thrown deep. I don't think it's going to catch him. Now Martin's still good. Tucked in this corner. And there's no fights elsewhere for KC. In fact, there'll be no fight here. Backing off. I was expecting CNED to barrel
Bit of
in
pressure.
towards
A
it.
lot of
Instead,
this
they'll
comes
move
down to
towards the
Tamazi
B side
again.
The knife from Krax.
And Tamazi's
Remember,
just like, why do
Tamazi
they keep coming to
repositioned
my
last
site?
round to avoid it.
Keeps
He's
getting hit by the knife.
It's hunting him down
Poor
every single
dudes,
time,
man.
and now revealed, and
Yeah, like what can he do there? Nades? And like that's literally all the util, and they keep playing 1B, and they massively need a timeout. Because he just needs to play wall if he's going to be playing like
They knew
this.
exactly where he was. No surviving that one.
Welcome to my
They're even going to throw in the Viper's Pit up close. I don't even know if it'll be
Bam.
needed. CNED just kills everybody. Martin trying
Nicely
to fight
done
back,
from
but he will
CNED on this
find
one as well.
only
And
the
yeah, I
two.
feel sorry for Tamazi. He just got so
Again,
wrecked. I mean, they are literally
the
going
thing is,
Tamazi's
FUT, they
site
adapted their
every
take
single
once more
round.
into this
He
B
needs
side.
some help.
And I think it
Someone's
must
got to
just
play
be
some
so
side control with
confusing
them.
For Martin, the last couple of rounds, almost every round, they've gone for splits through mid. They've taken mid control, and a captain popped his head. We've had them run up.
Cool.
They won the first time they did it. The next time they got caught by CNED going that way.
Side,
This
that
time,
side.
they do the exact same strat, but with no mid control. So you had all that
Yeah,
information.
it's a good
from Martin
timeout.
probably going,
You gotta
"Don't
give
think
this.
they're going B,"
You
'cause they
either
always take
give
mid,
this guy some
and then they
help,
just direct
or
hit, and it's
he joins
completely
everyone
up to
else,
Tamazi.
right? He plays
As you said,
wall,
versus
and he has
Dart,
his
Punch
trips to
Fury,
try get a kill, and then you
what was it,
retake
Nade
together.
in the end,
You either
like,
fight heavy,
and CNED,
or
and CNED.
you play
Let's not
retake,
forget
but they
CNED
can't do
who's
this in
lost
between where
12-7.
he's on his own, and then they got to retake, and he's
It's
just getting
impossible.
util
It was
wrecked.
literally impossible to survive, and I would love to see a highlights, not even a highlights, just a little compilation of Tamazi's rounds, because so much of it has been stand there, wait, KO knife, dash in, utility on me, there's 5 players and you're dead. And then they've lost B. And he repositions, he still gets hit by it. It's just the paranoia this guy's living under. I'm surprised he doesn't put his traps B and just go A at this point.
The funny thing is as well, if you're normally the B side player, the main complaint that B side players on Breeze have is that you don't do anything other than try and retake A. And FUT have just gone, no, we're going to push a B, like, I don't know, I'd say 8 out of the 10 rounds you've seen so far. Like,
and it's not even, sorry, it's not just the knife. It's also like the nade to take his trap down. And there's just so many, every time he tries something, they're ahead of him. It's like they can see what he's doing.
Yeah, Eco comes in, they got a lot of ults, and this is the most common one.
Got yourself the Blade Storm thrown in immediately.
Most common piece for this.
Like, right, this time they're not mid, I'm telling you. And well, I'm sure Narrate probably...
Oh my god, they're putting ults into Eco.
He's going to help out massively. They're trying to use these ults to pad the gap, but CNED has now popped one of his own. He realized what's going on a little bit earlier than anyone else.
Oh, that flash is perfect, Martine. He had no chance with the pop from Krax. Krax's utility is just out of this world. You see why we talk about this guy on a KO. He might have lost his life here, but the trades make it worthwhile.
Oh.
Leaving only Tomasi.
Whoa, damn, dude, they needed that so badly. They really needed that. Absolute shots, man. That first one on CNED is insane.
Got some fights that were a little bit fairer. Them both having guns and him having a share.
Holy, bro.
What he's been up against so far. Even still, what a huge round. It was the ult spam. It was what they threw in, but ultimately it came down to this man just popping heads. Oh!
And that was a much needed round as well. Secures Economy gets an op online from Martine coming into the final round of the half, and FUT could be trailing by 2. It's been a pretty close game with KC being tailed by FUT again and again. It looks like we might close out that way, at least if KC have their way about it. Viper's Pit already activated, and there's traps ahead of it. And the trap user is on the other side of the map, so hopefully won't get hit by the knife. Really strong setup on B.
Somehow he always does, though. He's like a magnet.
What is that timing from Martine? That's so unlucky for him. Yeah, he's been having an unlucky game on some of these. Nicely done from Mr. Fallon.
Seems like he's been slaughtered.
Oi! That's an absolute flick shot.
Mr. Fallen coming in with an solo peek in him and managing to win the fight.
The drone flick was more impressive than the op kill.
He was hoping he could maybe find the plant. Instead, he's found everything else. Welcome to Tomazi's world, Magnum. Every single piece of utility. But they still haven't managed to get that plant in. Shock darts still available. Magnum, I don't know where
Dude, they're
he's
everywhere. Look at them.
And instead, Anna Captain now splitting in from the backline. It's going to make things just that little bit worse. Even still, though, KC are clinging to life. The fight back not going to happen as Yedajay comes through. And now
Shin 1v3 makes it into a 1v2.
We'll catch all his kills this time. 1 versus 2.
You get off that third-person cam now.
Mr. Fallen and CNED sitting around with the information to work with. He's still around here. As the recon gets destroyed, the wall cutting it up.
Yeah, nicely done from FUT. Dude, how did K-Corp get 6 rounds here? I felt like they were getting wrecked. Felt like it was like an 8-4 or something.
It's hard to separate these two teams. We found that out in the first 2 maps. That's why we're here. We're neck and neck, even still.
This is just my favorite thing about this is I felt like throughout this entire series, Martine has probably just had so many unexplainable deaths. Like, it's like, oh, how did you die this round? Well, there was a cloud burst and Anna Captain shot 1 bullet through it and killed me in the head. Okay, well, okay, you hold aim.
Reckon he's bragging about his, do you reckon he's bragging about his Sova tag with the drone?
With an operator.
Maybe.
Has he played operator at all?
It was actually
just
legit.
This round, he just decided to buy one and kill me with it. Like, he just got to be sat there going, yep.
Okay, K-Corp, obviously with the 4-1 start, didn't end great for them, but let's see if they can get another good start.
Krax is on the bottom of the scoreboard, and yet I think he's had the most impact. It's not even like 3 assists. It's not about that. It's the utility stripped away. It's the lack of impact Tomazi's been allowed to have in a lot of rounds where he would have walked away with so much more if it wasn't for that annoyance. Some really nice setups by FUT to claim space, but even still, they end up neck and neck. Now on their defense, you best believe they're still going for aggressive plays. This is FUT we're talking about. 3-man push, and that timing
Look at
could
the
not
timing of it.
physically be any better. If you choreographed it,
The
they
trip
are
was
slipping
low or something?
right
Trip was
behind
high?
them. Will they see them? No. There's an orb up. It's dropped, and there you go. Oh, out in the open for
Jesus.
CNET.
What the hell? That was so clean.
This round seems to be done and dusted.
Dude, I was expecting it to look nice, but that was insane. Okay, man. Damn, dude. And they get a pistol each. That was fast. Fast on that.
It's what he does. It's what he always does, and there's no stopping him here today. 17 kills.
Oh my god, dude.
It doesn't, like, I've seen so many players up behind someone like, oh, I'm going to get him, and then you see a whole clip just shot into their butt crack.
It's the hardest shot to hit behind them. Behind 3. But you can see this guy's been hitting aim laps. Been hitting it hard. 7-6 advantage to FUT. And the buy, similar to what we saw from KC, couple rifles and an outlaw.
Okay, like we said, 1-1 in terms of the pistols.
For KC, how poetic it would be if they won this round.
Oh, that's a great knife. Don't know how many of these I saw. These 2, maybe 3.
Ultimate karma.
I reckon we'd switch to Geis, and he'd be like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
We had that coming.
No, he wouldn't.
No,
he definitely wouldn't. But I like the idea of it. Unfortunately, it's not got off to a great start. Nice flash. That's something. I would have been impressed if Narrate managed to get the second one. Now, I guess the only saving grace about this round so far is, well, firstly they got 2 kills, but also CNET
They get a plant as well.
Yep.
CNET hasn't had any other kills, which would put him very close to a playstorm, especially if he gets this kill and then diffuses. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
and there we
now
go.
they're
That's an
very close
ult
to
online, and he could throw this gun away and ult, and then the bonus is incredibly good.
15 seconds of the round.
Before he got the Blade Storm online, yeah.
K-Corp should still be kind of happy in terms of how much damage they did, but yeah, that ult being online is a little bit scary.
Got a full buy for the rest of the team, a pistol in the hands of CNET, and knives floating all around him. This is a terrifying start because not only is
throws the gun away, and we get CNET on knives, and he's 19-8 at the moment. He is taking over.
And this buy round for KC is going to have an element of hesitation to wherever they go.
Let's put it this way: in game, you can see his nice little.
let's see, man.
Karambit, and
let's see where he goes.
It's gonna take a lot for someone to stop that shining, because that's for the top.
Outlaw.
The top fragger in the game.
Only one person that can one shot.
As well, back on the sniper. I could almost bet he's gonna kill Martin. Like, you can almost bet on it. They also seem to have almost perfect timing with each other. Martin, of course, does have the rifle. CNET not seeing anything.
Air flash through this?
Captain, are they about to set him up? It looks like they might have a flash for this. They do counter flash, but it's not needed.
Did Martin eat this, or was that anti-flash?
Shut down.
Either way.
Good start to the round. That defensive side, aggression, expected, especially when you've got weaknesses.
Deploying drone.
And I like the KC don't jump the gun. They don't go rushing towards it. There's no plan to pick up the pace. Still 50 seconds, plenty of time to play with. And realistically for them, they just don't want to end up on the stacked site. Knife on A, that's going to keep 3 players here. That single piece of utility, Cloudburst used, dash heard, and 2 players spotted with the knife. Huge information, but capitalizing on it is something else entirely. Evidently, FUT have been shut down. This was a bonus round with some serious bite to it.
Yeah.
But, well, they've come out of that one empty-handed.
Yeah, and what are we thinking? One kill, maybe?
Aggressive. They do still have to be careful, though. They've kept this one nice and clean. A good way to build up the finances, but Yedege is someone that you don't really want to give anything over to. The fact is, other than the rate, they're all sat back, waiting within A main. Yedege just slowly encroaching. Doesn't have any utility to close the gap, and well, you can see that Narrate.
Okay, 2 armor rebuys, very nice, and Narrate is so fine with that because he gets his ult.
For the next round.
Perfect first buy rounds means that it's just a big round for FUT in terms of not being able to buy next. And okay, yeah, so Flash didn't get him.
The initial fight for Martin, because of the angle he's on, he's not caught by that flash. But even if it does go all the way through, like you said, Tom, there was a counter flash there and ready. And that's what I'd like to see, is a team that has an idea. Okay, what tools do they have at their disposal? What are they likely to do, and how can we set up to break them when they do that? And you can see the KC were willing to wait all damn round if that's what it took. 1 round gap, full buy for both sides. The B site was very successful for FUT on their attack. They had a lot of ideas for how to get through there.
Anti-KO set up for FUT. Cypher util over towards B, Cypher over towards A. And they get over towards site though, and that's nice. The Cypher being over towards A gets them that extra kill. Didn't see the trips over towards here, and that might give them the edge for this round.
Managed to give them that man advantage. Almost extends it a little bit further. Spams. Look to come through the wall, Narrate, trying to play a cheeky angle, and it has worked out. Even still, though.
Oh, the flash to enable his teammate. That was kind of sick. They dead. Oh, be great to get one. Dude, he manages to recover and get the second kill here. Yeah, I'm telling you, this anti-KO setup really paid off, right? Cypher trip over towards here to make it into the 3v4. Just meant the numbers were the one. That extra shot from Atra at the end there is pretty outrageous as well.
I love this idea from FUT to leave the utility on B, to have other players.
Yeah, that's the kill I'm talking about.
There's a good chance Narrate comes in and pops his null command, that they storm the site on the back of that. They've avoided it completely, and I'm not surprised, considering so much of FUT's attack side game plan was, let's take Tamazi's
okay, so this is the big swing rounds, right? We got 3 people that can buy next round. Everyone else gonna have some pretty bad low buy.
What are they gonna do, and how do we combat
and 1 away from attack Sova.
Thankfully, because of the flawless, there's not really any problems whatsoever for KC. And they also have a couple of ults getting ever closer. Martin's gonna take the orb and get him 1 away from the Bladestorm. Magnum also
weird option.
1 off that Hunter's Fury.
It's a really weird option. 1 orb over towards here. They decided to get the orb on Magnum and sorry, on Martin instead of Magnum. Preparing for if they have to eco next round or if there's damage done. Like, I get it, but I think you prioritize winning the rounds more.
Now start running it back over.
Or pass and stack once they did hit the knife.
In fact, the only trip is in case they get aggressive from mid.
A good call from K-Corp.
On the way through, so effect is the same. It's whether they expect the Yadaje to still be here. You've got to be conscious of these angles anyways. That's where the rotates are going to come from.
But it's exactly where Ada Captain was last round.
Might be able to get one.
If they're not expecting it, you'd have to almost be a little bit foolish.
Yeah, you gotta be scared of this guy.
Not able to connect that initial shot. Now they'll definitely know. I don't know where.
The spike down as well.
Straight up wallbang from Mr. Fallen.
Dude, look at them. They're popping.
Every single member of KC, an attempted fight back of Martin.
Yeah, and now what?
He was meant to be the last man on
that was
board.
the big swing rounds, and that should give FUT up to 10 or 11.
Shin gets wrecked. The spike gets dropped, and Martin has no choice but to save.
Yeah, it is the only call at this point.
Yeah, and he throws his gun over and he pops knives.
Double digits now secured.
And
3-round gap locked in. Ultis coming online.
A weird way to approach it.
Have his Viper's Pit for retake on next round. There's a lot of things stacking up against KC.
No homies with the Prime. Thank you so much with the 9 months, man. I'm doing good, bro. How you doing?
You always know that one's queued up, ready to go.
It's been too long. It's been like 2 rounds, you know? So
yeah, that's too many. Too many for this man. A timeout is called by Carmine Corp. They need a moment or two to gather themselves. And I think the key difference of this versus even the first map, for example, that's their second timeout for KC. FUT still have 2. So if things start to get shaky, if the game starts to slip out of their hands, they can always reach back and have a moment to talk to Geis. Worst case
anti-KO setups, DFMs. Nah, everyone's done anti-KO setups since KO was pretty much in the game. Like maybe 2 months after teams started doing it on every map. Bro, it's super common.
They didn't play it last year either. Like, it's been a map that's been completely out. Obviously, it wasn't within the map pool, so it made it a little bit more difficult. But the last time they played it was all the way back in 2022. So it has been clearly a long time coming for them. For a first showing with obviously a roster of changes, this is massively impressive. And I do think that when you have CNED, when you have a map that is characteristically just fantastic for Jet, it doesn't make sense that it comes back into the pool for them. I think it's going to be difficult, especially for guys, even if we do see a resurgence from KC, it's going to be difficult for guys going forward if he puts CNED on anything other than Jet, because
Good side, Joe, is
what
Mr.
this man
Fallon.
is able to do when his focus is purely
A
on the
non-gifter,
nature,
thank you so much, man. Again, another one. You've gifted
he looks like one of the best
fair
teams
amount
of the
during
best
this.
players in the world.
With the mad
20
names,
and
appreciate
11.
you. Okay,
And a captain starting to wave
throw the
at
gun
other
across,
shades
buy an
of
extra
anyway.
gun, pop
And just look at
knives.
what's in play.
Magnum
Narrate
has his ult,
has a rifle. They've actually bought
and
up
it's
another
a
as well. One was
late
dropped from
recon that
Martin, of
lands at
course.
the same
Shin has
time as you
purchased
drone,
one.
so it's good
They're
for
taking a bit of a
overwhelm.
gamble here. It's because of this blade storm.
3 people over towards B site.
Martin, oh no!
Lovely recon, man.
He
Mr.
spammed
Fallon
down,
is
and Mr.
owning
Fallon
them.
catches the right off rip.
And the recon
This
missed,
round
right?
got a
Or did
whole
it
lot more
shot?
difficult, and nice shot by Tamazi. That could go in a highlight reel. Problem is,
Yeah, they shut this one down heavy. They were all over it. They knew this one was coming. Galito with the 11 months. Thank you so much with the prime. 3 pass and stack after they double B hit. Have they... Man, are they too readable? Is this something that's been seen before?
Unless FUT
That was a
doing it.
reveal. I didn't notice the reveal. That's absolutely perfect timing from Mr. Fallen.
The funny thing as well, I'm sure there would have been a point where maybe like a VLR forum or Reddit thread
Be a jet
like,
knife
towards
ult
the end of
strat.
the day going, they just got carried by CNED on Jet. Why the captain's ruining that now?
And Moist Bubonic, thank you with the prime as well, man. Appreciate that. Welcome into the Slug Club. Thank you, thank you.
He's got his Viper's pit on.
Okay, and K-Corp need to
Shout out our
win
Cowboys,
now,
by the way, for
basically,
getting,
because
they
their money
were
is going to get
observing on
wrecked
the
next round.
stage behind Ada Captain. It's kind of nuts. If I had a camera to stand behind someone, I'd pick CNED. So they really made the right play.
Yeah.
4 rounds in it. Yeah, look, this is a tough one. And for KC, putting all the credits on the line, Tom, it's the swing round. This is it.
Newbie
If they're
Nomad,
gonna have
thanks
a
for sending that,
heartbeat
dude.
Towards the end of this map, better start pumping here and now. You know, see them break through this Viper's pit? I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be the play. It looks like they want to root their way through middle and apply pressure from both sides. You're still going to see those 2 players in main have to contend without a captain who's been popping off.
The thing is as well, look,
As a Vandal too, I hate
look
that.
look at the rotation. Well, I guess no one died, so we would have had to basically.
Yeah, just chuck it away.
But here we go. Knife is
Goes
just
in,
trying to
it
give him
hits
a little bit of
Viper.
extra information.
What are they waiting for? The
The thing is
defense?
that we
Like,
don't
what are
want
they
to push
actually
into
waiting
it
for?
anyway,
Defense
but pushing
recon?
into a pit
Not going to get used until
versus
they hit
our
a
captain
site.
Who's been so good, and the read, honestly, is
Maybe
sublime.
just the juice
They're
of the
gonna take away
Vipers,
the
smoke
rest
at
of his
middle.
utility. The flash will
Probably
help
invest
him
the
out a little
Viper
bit.
wall
And the
still.
captain definitely under pressure, but CNED is just watching.
Gotta invest
from
the Viper
behind.
wall
They're
at one
finally
point,
getting
right?
Towards him, finally going to clear him out, but there's so many more players here that they have to deal with. 20 seconds left. Shin will put another on the death toll, but Mr. Fallen was just hiding in the back of the site. He was waiting for his moment, and because of that foot, and now going to get
Okay,
themselves
5
to
shots.
12.
Nicely done from FUT
As I
again.
said, a map that we
No,
haven't seen them
no
play
cons with how good FUT are
in a
playing.
long, long time. They're currently winning 6 out of their 7 defensive rounds.
Whoa.
That is filth.
That is disgusting, dude.
Marty genuinely is the unluckiest person.
Why the hell have they not
He's
invested a
just been
wall,
owned.
though?
Tamazi might have a word or two.
Imagine
on the
splitting
defensive
and not
side.
using your wall.
But I could see what you're saying, Tom.
But the thing is, at least the stuff that's killing Tomazi is really well structured.
Okay,
and planned.
5 chances
Whereas Marty's like,
for FUT to
"That's
close
right,
this
I'd
out.
chuck it back off.
I
I'd
don't
head
think
shot
this
through
is
front
gonna.
line. It's just
I don't think this
stuff
number's
that you
getting
can't
much
do anything
lower.
about.
Yeah, and Mr. Fallen as well. You're talking about the headshot through the smoke. That was Mr. Fallen's recon that got that done. Huge impact in the round that they came towards being. Even if the stats don't show it, only assists.
It depends which one we're talking about.
That's true
Martinez had
also.
that like
Been a
3
few.
times.
Been a few. And then you talk about the last round for Mr. Fallen and IGL. A leader, and he leads from the front with a 3K to put 12 on the board to give FUT 5 chances.
Martin's been
to
unlucky.
close
That
out this
is
map
that is
and
true.
finally have their revenge
He's
on
he's
KC,
had
the
an
team that
absolute
ended their
nightmare
run
of a map.
to get to Madrid. A devastating blow to FUT after consistently being able to reach international events.
Hey,
Looks like they're back on form with a 2-0 start to the season. If they can get one more of these next 5 rounds.
Unfortunately as well.
Okay,
the
same
buy
recon, and they're going to see this
sticks.
early. We got double.
Like literally a pistol on one of the
See,
players.
KO all, and they didn't play anti-KO on this one. Oh, these two are so wrecked on site. There's no way they get more than this, right? The Sova ult was fantastic. How is he? Whoa! How has he got 4? That is crazy. They path to the right side of site and not left side. How's he got 4 there? That last shot was insane. Okay, nice. Honestly, nicely done from FUT. K-Corp, they have a lot of stuff to work on. That was, that wasn't great.